was a big year. We did a lot of traveling. I think that was my favorite part of the last 12 months. Because normally I only travel to do comedy. Like, if there's not a microphone and a check waiting for me, I just don't go there. You know? If anyone's ever been like, have you ever been to, huh? And I'm like, no. And I probably won't until they get comedy going there. But my wife likes to travel, so we've been traveling. Went to Italy, obviously, for the wedding. That was great. Went to Asia last November. We spent 2 weeks in Asia. We spent a week in Bangkok, Thailand, and a week in Bali, which is amazing. We flew 32 hours for me to find out I don't really like Thai food. What a weird way to find that out, right? Right to the source. I was so shocked because I thought I loved Thai food. I love Thai food here in the United States. I have it all the time. Tom Kha soup, coconut milk soup, that's my favorite soup. Love that. Penang curry, that's my favorite curry. Of course, pad thai noodle, the classic, I'll have that any day of the week. And then I flew all the way to Thailand, I had it there, and I was like, oh, you're making it wrong. Like this, where can I get it authentic? Where do you guys make it authentic? I wish I was making that up. That's exactly who I was over there. Like, in my head, I thought I was going to be like an Anthony Bourdain type, wearing cool clothes and trying everyone's food, making friends, drinking beer. No, I was just an American in a Hawaiian shirt going, ugh. Do you guys have any Pepto? And I needed it, too, man. I had 2 weeks of diarrhea. Consecutive, which I broke my old record by a full week. And it was a record I was never trying to break. I was happy where that banner stood in the stands, but I had to come out of retirement, show these kids what's up. Had to throw on the gym shorts one more time. And it hurt too, man. After the third day, my wife, hypochondriac, she's like, you should go to the hospital. And I'm like, I will die with dignity in this hotel room before I ever go to a hospital. Like, really? Where emergencies happen? I'm supposed to go in? It won't stop. No. You don't go to the hospital for that, all right? Drink some Gatorade, cancel some plans. That's what you do. You're like, yeah, we're not doing that tour today. That's a lot of stairs. Nope. But she's like, no, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to seek medical attention after 3 days of the runs. I'm like, that's impossible. She goes, no, for real. I go, no way. She goes, Google it. So I Googled how many days of the runs until you should seek professional medical attention, and it came up. It said 3 days. Isn't that the worst thing that could ever happen in a relationship? You have a disagreement, and one of you goes, Google it, and Google's like, yep, they were right. That's the worst thing that could ever happen. But the great thing about Google is if you don't like the first answer that comes up, you can keep scrolling until you find the answer you wanted to find all along. Because I'm Googling, and she's like, what's it say? I'm like, it's really vague, baby. I don't know. And I'm just looking. I'm seeing 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Let's go. And then I found the answer I wanted to find. It was in the comments section of a Reddit forum. It was just one guy who's like, I've had it my whole life. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Look at this hero, baby. 48 years young. He's doing all right. A little dehydrated, but he's kicking. It was such a lame trip. I remember my favorite part of the entire trip to Thailand is the bathroom we had in the hotel, because we stayed at a high-end hotel, and this hotel had a Japanese toilet in there. I don't know if you guys know about Japanese toilets. You're already clapping. You have a look of satisfaction already on your face. For the rest of you that don't know, these toilets, they do all the work for you. You don't even look back there, all right? You just worry about front-of-house business. They take care of back-of-house for you. And I didn't know that. I was in a rush. I just sat down, and while I'm sitting there, I noticed there's all these buttons on the wall, and each button has a drawing of what's going to happen back there if you happen to hit one of these buttons. And listen, I'm a human being with natural, curiosities. And I was like, oh, hell yeah. But I'm also a little tepid. I'm a little scared sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, you know? It's like, what if I love it, you know? Like, what if there's no going back? You know what I mean? What if I miss my flight home because I'm stuck in this hotel room just like, another round, Johnny? Like, you know what I mean? What if this changes my outlook on life? And then I noticed they had a second set of buttons underneath. It was numbers 1 to 10. It was how hard you wanted the water pressure back there. So I started at a 1, right? At a 1. It's my first day at the gym. I'm not maxing out. I'm just hopping on the elliptical for 10 minutes, getting a little sweat on the brow. That's all I'm looking to do. So I started at a 1, and I'm like, well, hello. And about 90 seconds later, I had that thing pegged out, and I'm like, yeah! Game changer, dude. I've never had a toilet change my mood before. Like, I sat down in a bad mood. I got up in an amazing mood. Like, colors were brighter. I was more optimistic. I felt taller. God, I love that toilet. Sometimes I would sit on it when I didn't even need to go. I just treated it like an afternoon coffee, you know, like a Starbucks at 3 p.m. just to get through the rest of your day. I'd sit down, yeah, and I'd bounce off. Let's go look at some more temples, baby. Daddy's got a second wind. God, amazing toilet, amazing toilet. The aim on that thing, just spot on. I just sat down. This thing didn't even know my name. It was like, there you are, right there. It's like, whoa, who invented you? An engineer, probably. Someone who's great at math. What was that equation? A squared plus B squared equals bullseye. We got him, fellas. Send that to the Smithsonian. We're set. I loved it. Then you hit this other button and they dry you off. You were no part of this process. You hit this other button and a hot breath would come out and just, I didn't know I needed that in my life until I had it. And I'm like, well, how do you go back now? How do you go back to toilet paper after you've had that? How do you do that? How do you go back to Charmin after you've had hot breath on your barn doors? You can't. That's who you are now. You're a hot breath guy. Amazing. It's crazy what people can come up with. Like, a human being invented that. A person just like me or you had that idea. And not only did they have that idea, they had the courage to tell someone else about it. Right? Because anyone can have an idea, but it takes a little something extra to look a stranger in the eyes and go, hey, you got a minute? I'd like to show you some schematics. Like, this dude, he had to invent it, and then he had to go get capital. He invented it, then he's got to start a business. He probably had to walk into, like, a Shark Tank type situation, probably with a crude prototype. He made it home, just like a toilet seat with, like, a water gun and a hairdryer glued to it. He had to walk in there all confident. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm looking for $100,000 for 10% stake in, Mark Cuban, can you just take your pants off for a second? This is easier to demonstrate than it is to articulate. But yeah, I'm a Delta guy, so I'm a Delta Platinum, not to flex on you guys, but I'm flexing on you guys, which is also not a flex. If you're the highest tier of any airline, that just means you don't see your family. That's all that means. That means you're a stranger when you come home, and your phone doesn't remember the Wi-Fi. That's what that means. You fly a lot?
I work for sales. I actually travel 100%.
Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. You're like Del Griffith from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You're just going around. Shower curtain rings? What are you selling? What do you sell? Sorry, that's my favorite movie. I'm gonna reference Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, especially around this time of year. What are you working? What's your company? Luxury real estate marketing. Whoa. All right. But you're not a realtor.
No.
Okay, so you come in and you're like, what if we put a ficus over here? Yeah? Nice. Yeah. This mansion isn't selling. What about this lamp? This is it. All right. Yay. All right, we did it. Yeah, look at us. Clap it up one more time for Grace and Bob. Make it loud for them. I feel so bad for Grace. She's been having to hang out with us in the green room, and Bob's just being himself the whole time. That's who Bob is all the time. It's not like he's back there just reading Tolstoy or something. And he loves those red boots, too. He has this special carrying case for him. Like, he brings the luggage, and then they're in little bags, and he brings them out, and he's like, oh, I gotta put my boots on, Daddy. And he just mutters. That's who he is. He just mutters stuff. He passed me in the hall, and he's like, have fun out there. And I'm like, thanks, Bob. He goes, 9/11. And then he just... That's who Bob is. He just says 9/11 for no reason. It's his favorite thing, 9/11. One time we were at the airport, and I'm like, you have to stop doing that. Dude, they're not gonna let us on the plane, buddy. We gotta get to where we're going. And we're here, man. We're here in Charlotte. This is beautiful. I love the club. I like this whole, I don't know what all this is. You guys, the city was like, you can have entertainment, but you gotta cram it into one. We'll allow fun times, but it has to be on one old high school looking campus situation with different parking lots. Right now you're in faculty parking, that's where you are. And then elementary schools at the end. You look confused. Are you following along? Everything's, I'll bring you along. It's weird here. I like it because it looks so inviting, and then you come in and I just see people getting screened with metal detectors, and I'm like, what's going on in the Queen City? You know? I've been here since yesterday. I'm trying to get the vibe. I can't tell what's going on. I don't know. Everyone's like, yeah, it's great here. It's wonderful. Can you walk me to my car? And I'm like, well, which one is it? And even now, I brought it up. You guys are like, we don't know what's going on. I mean, I like it. I can't judge one way or the other. I've only been here 2 days. I've been enjoying it. I've been staying in the hotel, and it's really nice. Bob gave out our hotel, gave out his room number. That was pretty wild. That's his accurate room. Wow. All right, Bob. I'm just picturing him in his room. No pants, just holding a shredder. Just... Someone's coming into 319. Oh, I love Bob, man. That's my buddy. Oh, he's my favorite. I love that guy. But yeah, I haven't done anything. I'm just not, and I should be more excited, but this has been a long trip. This one started on Tuesday. I started in Richmond, Virginia, and then went to Virginia Beach, and then Myrtle Beach, and now here. And even Monday I was home, but the Sunday I was in Raleigh and then Columbus. So like I was home for one day, and my wife's like, I miss you. And I'm like, me too. Bye. And then I left again, and I'm so tired. I'm just in a hotel. I don't remember what floor I'm on. I've eaten at so many Paneras this week. So many, because I want to eat healthy, and I don't know if it is, but it seems like it is. Like there's a salad, and they're like, you want a loaf of bread with that? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I guess. So I'm just there eating a salad and a loaf of bread and a coffee, just because I don't want any of this to make sense, and just sipping. And I don't know if you guys eat at Panera's as much as I have this week. Do they have the most elderly employees of any fast food establishment? Every other fast food place is like teenagers working there, and every Panera I've gone into, can I help you? And I'm like, what are you doing here? They closed the library. What is going on? Oh, and they look so confused. They got the iPad over there, and they're like, do you have a rewards number? And I'm like, I don't. They're like, thank God, because I wouldn't know what to hit if you did. Tell me you're paying in cash. Please tell me you're paying in cash. And Panera's a real hit or miss. Like you go to a good one, and you're like, I like vegetables. And then you go to a bad one, you're like, I'll never eat a tomato again. That was the worst thing. No, that one's been on the floor. But no, I've been enjoying it. It's been a lot. I was in Myrtle Beach before I came here, and I made the drive here from Myrtle Beach. Myrtle Beach, not that far away, like 3.5 hours, I think the drive was. And pretty much another planet compared to Charlotte. Like, oh my God, that is Republican Disneyland out there. It's it's wild. It's just golf and fireworks. And free. I think you can drive drunk there. I think you can. As long as you don't break the speed limit, they're like, we'll allow it. Welcome to Myrtle Beach. It's freedom, baby. At 30 miles an hour. All right, they got one speed limit. It is 30. But I like it. I like the track. I like going around, seeing different people and seeing different stuff. It's been a whirlwind this week. I flew from Virginia Beach to Myrtle Beach because that was like a 5-hour drive, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. So I flew, but I flew American, which I don't normally fly American. I'm a Delta guy. I'm not trying to split the room here. I know where we are. We're in Charlotte. This is American Airlines country, and I'm just a Delta guy. That's all. We made our decisions when we started flying, and you can't go on both teams because you're trying to collect the points and you're trying to make it to the top. Like I have a Delta. I'm a Delta Diamond Medallion. That's as high as you can get on Delta, which isn't an accomplishment. Like I thought it was when I was gold. I'm like, I'll get up there. Then I was like platinum. I'm like, I'm going to get up there. Now I'm diamond. And all it means when you're at the top is that you don't see your family. That's all that means. If you ever meet someone that's the top tier of whatever airline, that means that guy is a stranger when he comes home and his phone doesn't remember the Wi-Fi. All right? That's... You know how long you have to be away to where your phone's like, we don't know this Wi-Fi. I'm on the road a lot. But I had to fly American, and I normally don't like to fly. I've done it in the past. I don't like it because they make you connect in Dallas-Fort Worth. And I don't know what DFW stands for other than you're spending the night at a Holiday Inn. I've been stuck in Dallas-Fort Worth, and it's not even American Airlines' fault. It's just they have weather there. They have thunderstorms, and the airplanes don't work. And in the thunderstorms, they're like, it doesn't, we can't do that. It's too much. Whoosh, you know. And I've been stuck there multiple times. The last time I was stuck there, I was with my wife. She was like, let's go American. And I'm like, I've been stuck in Dallas too many times. Let's not do it. She goes, let's just go. Let's do it. And then we did it, and we made the flight. We made the connection, hopped on the plane. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't say it out loud, just in my head. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to get the hell out of Dallas. This has never happened before. And as soon as we all sat down, everyone started getting alerts on their phone from American Airlines with a rescheduling for tomorrow morning. And everyone's like, oh my, everyone started grumbling and yelling. And then the flight attendant got on and she's like, hey, I've been hearing a lot of like the flight's been rescheduled. Just so you guys know, we haven't gotten word of that. So as far as we know, we're going. And everyone's like, woo! Broke into an applause break. And then like 3 seconds later, we just got the alert. We are staying in Dallas. And everyone cried. And they shipped all 150 of us to the same Holiday Inn Express, and we're all just in line. And it's the night shift at a Holiday Inn Express. That check-in person's like a ex-con, and that's why they put him on the night shift, because it's the easier shift. There's not a lot of traffic, so that guy's like, what? Oh, I don't even know how to make keys. Like, that guy's got to make keys. And so now we're in the line 150 deep, and I'm not making this up, the fire department showed up. The fire department showed up while we're in line, and he's like, and they're like, hey, is someone stuck in the elevator? And the guy at the front desk is like, what? And he's like, we got a call that someone's stuck in the elevator. He's like, I don't know, I got keys to make. He ignores the fire department. They go around the line, go to the elevator, bust it open. There's 2 people that were stuck in there. And we couldn't we had to take our luggage up 4 flights of stairs because the elevator's on the fritz. And that's why I don't fly American. And because I've had that story too many times. But I had to fly it. Because I was trying to get from Virginia Beach to Myrtle Beach, and it was the best situation. And I was so nervous the night before I was FaceTiming my wife. I'm like, I gotta fly American Airlines. And she's like, what's wrong with that? I'm like, I'm Delta. She goes, so? I'm like, they don't know me. They don't know my preferences. They don't know who I am. I'm worthless to them. I got my ticket. I'm zone 6. What the hell does that even mean? I didn't even know it went up to 6. What am I, sitting down below? Where am I going? I was so nervous. And I had to check my bag. I got my big suitcase with all my merch and stuff that I sell. And then I went to go check my bag in, and they're like, that's $40, which normally for Delta, I get it for free because I'm a diamond, whatever. And I understood that, and I'm like, there's my $40. And then I weighed it, and they're like, oh, it's overweight. And they're like, it's going to be an extra $100. So it cost me $140 to check my one bag. And I was like, okay. And then as I was leaving, I was like, wait a second, my flight cost $92. And I ran back, I'm like, excuse me, can I buy my bag a seat? Is that... like, that should be an option. Why is it cheaper up there? Let me buy my fat bag a seat and I'll strap it in. And they're like, that is not how it works. So, it's been a situation. It's been a whirlwind. I've been enjoying myself. I don't know what people think of being on the road is like. I think sometimes people think it might be glitzy. They're like, oh, it must be so fun. You must be out every night. Woo! No, I don't do that at all. I think the one almost fun thing I did was after the Myrtle Beach show. I was like, this is fun. So at the hotel, I got a little bottle of Pinot Noir, you know, the baby bottles of Pinot Noir, and I got a bag of beef jerky. And I went up that was the after party. It was me in my underwear sitting crisscross applesauce, just plowing beef jerky and chugging red wine out of a bottle while watching pro wrestling on YouTube from 20 years ago. And I'm like, I've made it. This is just how I thought it would be. And the next morning I woke up with a bellyache. That part of my life has changed. That has changed. Last week I was working in Raleigh, and the kid that was opening for me, he was 21, and all weekend he was pushing the cheeseburger on me. He's like, this club makes an excellent cheeseburger, and I never ordered it on the last day. He's like, are you going to get the cheeseburger? And I'm like, I can't, because I'm flying home tomorrow. I got a buddy in town, and I'm having a cheeseburger tomorrow. And I just remember him looking at me so confused, like, what does tomorrow's cheeseburger have to do with today? And I'm like, oh, it has a lot to do, all right? You get to a certain age, you got to plan out your burgers, all right? If I'm having a burger on Sunday, I got to eat salads for the 3 days leading up to that. Otherwise, my wedding ring won't come off, okay? This is my salt barometer. I can tell how I'm doing with sodium, depending on how flexible my wedding ring is on my little phalange here, to steal a word from Bob. You caught that. I like it. But yeah, it's so I'm trying to be healthy. I'm doing my best. I went to the gym. I quit pretty quick. I just don't have the motivation anymore. I don't know, like some people have it. Some people are like, and I'm like, come on. You know? Like I went, I got dressed, I looked in the mirror, I'm like, that's fine. And I left. You ever have that? You're like, I'm gonna get a workout, and I'm like, I don't know if that mirror's telling the truth, but that looks good to me. See you later. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. I've been keeping up with the news. I've been trying to do that. Although I don't know if you guys were raised the way I was, but I remember all my teachers in school were like, keep track of the news because that's how you stay informed. And now I've been keeping track of the news, and the headlines are so wild. I'm like, I don't think this is good for anybody. Like, none of it makes any sense. I read this week. I read that North Korea sent soldiers to help Russia invade Ukraine. That sounds made up. But apparently it's true. Do you have any idea how crazy that is? Like, especially, imagine you're a North Korean soldier. You live in North Korea. You probably don't even know that there are other countries. All you know is North Korea. Like, North Korea, Kim Jong-un, he doesn't poo. That's all you know. And then they ship you out to another country. You're like, what the hell is this? And then some Russian guy in Russian's like, attack that guy. And you're like, that guy? Yeah, that guy. Don't shoot this way. Shoot that way. Don't shoot this way. Like, oh, you guys look the same. But all right, I guess. You guys look like you could be related if they gotta like pantomime that way. But not so much this way. And then I read that South Korea is now supplying weapons to Ukraine to fight the North Korean Russian invasion, and I'm like, is North and South Korea having a war in a neutral location? Like, this feels like the Super Bowl. This feels like Ukraine is hosting the Super Bowl of war. And they're like, it's neutral, no home fans. Like, this is open to everybody. It's insane. It's crazy. Trump was on Rogan. I watched that for a few minutes, and then I'm like, he's talking too much about The Apprentice, and I turned it off. That's the world we're in, man. Joe Rogan is now Barbara Walters. Like, that's... 20 years ago, it was Barbara Walters. Tell me about your policies. And Rogan's like, hey, you ever had elk? Dude, elk meat? And you're like, that's who we're interviewing. The presidential... Oh, I'm so glad we're almost getting to the election because I'm tired of these emails, man. I get an email every 4 seconds. We're gonna do it. I just need more of your money specifically. And you're like, how are you panhandling harder than the homeless people outside? They don't bother me as much as you. Oh man, it's so hard. And it's fun. It's fun to bring up the election in a swing state because you can feel the tension. Like. Right, you could feel it, right? It was Everyone's trying. Oh yeah, there's one of them right there. There's another one over there, and start scoping them. Oh, that's fun, dude.